Hello, we're going to do a quick video on users. This is the SiteCapture web app view. You should be familiar with this. We're at the dashboard. Down here we have a little user icon that shows how many users we have. I could click on this. I could also go up here to the gear icon and click on team. Under that, you've got users, and this is my list of users. So I can select enabled only if I only want to see folks that are enabled. That's also what this green dot indicates. You've got the display name, that's what shows up on the app. Their username, role, external ID, which is for APIs, and email. So management's very easy. You can go in, this is an existing user. I can set them up as user, field user, portal admin, whatever it may be. I can change their password. So if I want to instantly change someone's password, I just go over here, type that in. I can delete the user as well. So let me show you how to add a user. Just click over here to create new user. We're going to do a username. So usernames are unique IDs across all of our platforms. So I would recommend using something like email address, or sometimes you can use the prefix of your email address. And I can pick a different display name. While you can do spaces as username, I don't recommend them. I think it makes it a little bit confusing for folks. Email really does work great. And if you don't want to use email, I would use something that is easy for you to remember. If you're managing, call it 40 or 50 users, and someone calls and said, hey, I forgot my username, you don't want to log in to find it. If it's something that's common across how you manage your employees or contractors, I think that's the easiest way to do it. Email address, this does not need to be unique. I generally will just set the password as the email address, just as starters, and then users can go in and change their password. The job title is really whatever you want it to be. You can leave that blank, or you can say like system admin, or like, you know, whatever it is you want to add in here. And external ID is what would show up externally. So here are the different roles. Portal admin is going to be able to see everything, all cases, projects, be able to see all templates, users, and edit all things, right? So that's really access to everything in the portal. A manager is going to be able to see everything. However, they're not going to be able to edit templates, okay? So that's important if you want someone to be, has a team, that you want them to be able to see all the projects, edit projects, right? But you don't want them going in and editing templates. And that's important, right? Because if you have, we have, you know, accounts that are several thousand people, and they don't want, with maybe 4 templates only, and they don't want just anyone going in and editing a template, you know, for thousands of users and hundreds of thousands of projects. So the other is a field user. This is someone using the mobile app. Actually, on manager, let me also say, a manager really shouldn't use the mobile app. If you want them to use the mobile app, you should set them up either with an additional field user. Well, so let's just say you have like an install manager who's out in the field and they do site surveys and stuff themselves. You really need to have a field user login for them, as well as a manager login. And here's the reason why. Is that as a manager, again, they're going to be able to see everything. And if they log into the mobile app, guess what's going to happen? Depending on how many projects you have, you're going to have hundreds of projects trying to sync to your device. That's tens of thousands of photos, data, etc. And it's going to take a long time. Depending on how many projects you have, it may even crash the app. This would be a device issue because you've got so much information coming to the app. So the app really isn't meant for a manager user. Field user is going to be able to only see projects that are assigned to them and or created by that person. So if I create a project out in the field, it may not necessarily be assigned to me, but I'm automatically going to be able to see it because I created it. If it's assigned to me, I can also access it, or if it's shared with me. There's an additional feature that allows you to share a project across multiple users. That's another way around. If you want your manager to be able to see different things, you can also share projects with that manager. A customer is really used for a variety of things. A customer is going to be able to see anything assigned to them, but everything is read-only. So this is great for, let's just say, you are an inspection company and your deliverable goes to your customer. You send them the deliverable, the PDF report, whatever it is however you package your product. But you also want them to be able to just generally see what's going on, so they can see what's scheduled, notes on projects. Various fields have hide from field user and hide from customer options. So that way, if you had like internal notes, you'll want to use those, or internal statuses, you can use those settings. So that way your customer doesn't see information. I know a lot of solar companies will set a customer up for the finance company. Where this is great is technically the finance company could come in and log in and see everything assigned to them. But even better, if you enable email notifications, that finance company you just set an email up will get an email with the completed project. So if you're out installing a project, you finish that day, move it to complete. Finance company's got all the information they need, and you could be getting paid on it the next day, right? And having this experience myself, I can tell you that, and working with hundreds of solar installers across the country, it is rare that someone is able to install a project and get paid within just a couple of days, and that's exactly what we're trying to do with SiteCapture, is really streamline that process. So that's a great way to do that. So I would just press create once I select them. So I'm going to do a manager for this user. Oops, username already exists. Understandable, because I do these demos all the time, and I use my email address. So let me show you another feature here. I can manage access. So this will allow me to only have a user only see certain types. So let's say I have a site surveyor and I don't want them to see like completion templates. I can check this, and then that's all they can see. I can also allow them to only see different views. Right? I can also change their email set of notifications. So if you're an admin, for example, and you don't want email notifications for all the projects, you can just uncheck here. Same thing with manager or anything. If you don't want to get email notifications, you can just uncheck it here. So that's users. If you have any other questions, feel free to email us anytime, chris@sitecapture.com or support@sitecapture.com. Thanks so much. Bye.